Good afternoon, everybody. Today we're here to talk to you about an amazing global sporting event, but before we do that, I just want to share with you a bit about Motitech, a bit about history, what we do and why we do it. So back in 2012, the local authorities in a city called Bergen on the west coast of Norway that I bet not many people have heard of, realised that inactivity in care settings was a bit of an issue. So they bought some exercise bikes, put them into care homes around the city with the aim of getting the residents to become more physically active. Now, the residents did exactly what I would do, jumped on a bike, cycled away for 5 minutes, got bored, jumped off, and so these bikes were, for want of a better phrase, expensive dust collectors sitting in the corner of these care homes. So the local authority came to our company, part of which is a film company, and asked us to film some local routes around the city to see if it would motivate these same people to exercise for longer. And lo and behold, it worked. So the same people who were exercising for 5 minutes were exercising for 45 minutes, jumping off, refreshing themselves, and there was queues of people who wanting to go again. So one of our fantastic partners, Adam Howard from Active in the Community in East Hertfordshire, has implemented MotiView with great success.
Hi, I'm Adam from Active East Herts. I'm the project manager for Forever Cycling East Herts. We use virtual cycle routes to project a route onto a screen, which means people can travel all around the world from the comfort of their local community centre, library or residential home. Whilst watching the routes, users cycle on the floor pedals, which means they get in their physical activity whilst watching the route. And what we find is they enjoy watching the routes so much, they actually forget how much physical activity they're doing. Someone can come and say they're only going to do 5 minutes of cycling, but whilst watching the camera pan around Paris and go under the Champs-Élysées and past the Eiffel Tower, they find out they've cycled for 20 minutes and it's almost distracting them into doing more activity than they actually think they are able to do. So we use the MotiView library of videos. So they've got something like 2,000 routes from around the world, from countries like America, Australia, Thailand, Germany. So you really can travel the world from the comfort of your own community centre. What we've found from running the project is actually the benefits go far beyond just looking at inactivity. We've seen friendships formed from people who are probably quite socially isolated, and I think having the route on the screen really helps build those friendships. It gives people a talking point. Whilst cycling through London or past Big Ben, people naturally start sharing stories of times they might have been in the city, memories they might have from those places, and it's a really easy way to form a shared experience and start building that friendship connection. And the other great thing that we see through it is reminiscence.
So a quick story. There's a gentleman of one of our care homes down in Somerset who was a postman for 30 years. So due to the bespoke nature of how we can make our films, we actually went out and we filmed his old post route. So he's 86, he's got quite advanced dementia, but he still gets up every morning, goes out delivering his letters before he even has breakfast. So this is our mission. This is our North Star, if you like, our vision. This is why we do what we do. So with the MotiView library, you can choose to go travelling. You can travel to most destinations in the world. Over 40 countries we have in the video library at the moment. Or you can choose to revisit places, revisit memories, places where you grew up, where you might have worked, where you went to school, places where you've lived in the past. The library has now grown to over 2,200 videos. Like I say, from 40 countries around the world. There's 250 plus from the UK alone. We grow on average by about 200 videos each year. And the way the video library grows is that whenever anyone joins us, we make sure that there are local, relevant videos to any particular new partner. So recently there was an independent white paper published on us with some fantastic results. So there was a cohort of 225 cyclists from 25 care homes. We measured a baseline before they started cycling and then 3 months into cycling. And we saw some increased mobility, up 8%. The overall state of health went up 14%. Pain and discomfort was down 9%. Anxiety and depression was also down 12%. We also found a huge reduction in falls. One site had a reduction of over 88% in falls just within that 3 months of people starting to use MotiView. It can lead to things like reduced need for medication as well. So we found some really, really positive, strong, powerful arguments. And there's also, in terms of quali, the quali demonstrated a return on investment of 3.6 to £3.60 essentially to every pound that was actually invested, which we think is pretty good. So now for the fun part, I'm going to hand over to Inge. But just before I do, an anecdote. So I was in a care home the other day, and there's a gentleman called Fred who absolutely loves motor review. He loves the competition, which you're just about to learn about. And he's top of the leaderboards most of the time. He even wears a yellow T-shirt around just to let everyone know that he's tops. And he was top of the leaderboards, and his friend called Brian one week was slowly catching him. And the staff said to him, "So, Fred, what are you going to do if Brian catches you?" He said, "If I have to, I'll break his legs." It just goes to show that we never quite lose our competitive edge.
Yes. Thank you very much. So, I'm Norwegian, so if my English isn't good enough, please save your laugh until the end, please. Yes. So, how many of you have been participating in the World Championship? Raise your hand. No one. Okay, let me introduce you to some of ours. On the top is Geir. He's a double amputee. He's been a part of the Road Worlds competition for several times. He uses his arms. And he's the star at the care home he lives in. Heia Geir means go Geir. And then we have Alf. He made his debut at the age of 103 years. Yeah. His first World Championship, of course, but it was also the first time he participated in a cycling competition. And then at the bottom here, this gentleman, I actually met him at Galano's house on Monday. He were present last year, and everyone who's present in everyone who's participating in the Road Worlds gets their own medal. I will talk a little bit about that later on. But when I told him that he will be hand out another medal for this year's competition, he starts crying. These four ladies here, I asked them, "Can I take a picture of you?" "Yes, but can we hold hands? We made so good friends during this competition." So, this is a journey. Actually, it's on right now. The finish line is on Friday, and it started the 2nd of October. So now we have over 6,800 cyclists signed up from 11 countries. And what is actually this? This is a journey of good moments. Let's see.
Ready, set, go!
So why do we do this? Back in 2017, the UCI hosted the World Championship for the professional in my hometown, Bergen. And everyone was involved, school kids and businesses and so on and so on. But there was nothing for the seniors. So we decided to create our own logo and host our own World Championship. And we thought that time that, okay, it's probably just going to be this year. But the feedback from the customer was enormous. And we saw that bringing this focus in on physical activity and mental well-being using this World Championship was really good. So, since 2017, we hosted this competition, and this is our slogan. It maybe looks a little bit strange for you, but I can show you that these are true words. This is one of the feedbacks we got from last year. And it's a strong feedback, and it tells you everything. Because in our championship, everyone can participate. You don't send your best cyclist, you send all your cyclists. All your cyclists. If you have, despite the physical conditions, if you have illness, if you're amputated, if you have the dementia disease, doesn't matter. Everyone can participate in our championship. And everyone gets rewarded at the end. As I said, we are in the near the finish line of this year's competition. And on Monday, we visited the Royal British Legion Galano's house. And I'll give you a little status report from them.
Well, it's marvellous. I've done it now for the last 3 or 4 years, and
Right, first medal I've ever had. It's made a difference to my health completely. Mobility has increased a lot now, you know, particularly with I do arms and legs.
Having a competition certainly does motivate them. We found that well, this is the 3rd year, as I say, and we do find that having a competition like this, we get them all revved up for it and they're ready to go. And they've really loved that part of it, the aspect of competing against other people. And we keep a regular update so they can see where we are and see where people might be catching us, so then that gives them that added spurt to do a little bit more. So yeah, they've been doing great.
well, I filled the 1 form in, and I'm on the 2nd form there, so I've done up near the 200 mark.
As I said, everyone can participate in our championship. And we hand out these bike hats. And it doesn't look good without a helmet, but this is actually a good thing, because we know that not everyone will ride a bike, but when they see their mates sitting with these hats, they get a little bit curious and they say, okay, I'm in. And when they hear about the medal, they're definitely in. At the end of the competition, this is what's waiting. Everyone got a certificate with their name and the distance of cycling, and it's this. And I've been so fortunate to be handing out this for the last 7 years, and this is a moment of, I really need to, like this. Because the guys come in the blue suits, like this, when I put the medal over them. And the women are crying. And I had one story from a care home back in Norway. This guy with Parkinson's disease, he was really into getting to the top of the league. He was fighting for the 3rd place. He was swearing, he was, because of the disease, but he was determined to get that 3rd place, and he did. And when I was present handing him his trophy for the 3rd place, his 2 daughters were in the room, and they were crying, because they had never seen their father so determined, never before. And they were so glad for him, because he put so much effort into this, and they knew about this Parkinson's disease, and they knew how much this cost him to do. So they were crying, activity coordinators were crying, I was crying, everyone was crying, yes. But this is actually movement, and all the stories about this, you heard the lady from Galanos, she's 93. Oh, my first medal ever, imagine. And as I started with, have any of you participated in the World Championship? No. I always say to them, okay, now you can brag. Call your kids, call your grandkids and say, come visit me. I got a medal. I've been a part of a world championship. It's a global competition. I've been a part of it. And it doesn't matter how long a distance you put into it. It's everyone cycles either individually, but they're on the same team. That's important. Yeah, I just have to mention her. This is a great picture. This is Catherine from Australia. I got this picture sent because she had a dementia disease, and when she was handed out this certificate, it said, I can't remember the distance, but she was, did I do this? Yes, you did, and here's your medal. Congratulations. We know that no one can get a star on their own. That's for all sports. So therefore, we're having an award for the best support team. Especially in care homes, or if it's senior centers and leisure centers, they need someone to facilitate for them. So it's important for us also to give credit to the team behind. So we hand out the prize Crew of the Year every year. And this is a picture from the last year's winner. This is, you saw them in the video. They had their own mascots, and they engaged so many new cyclists, and they for a great party. And a great party, they all do. They have champagne, and they have canopies, and they invite the majors, they invite celebrities, papers, television, because the local care home senior center is actually in a world championship. This year, they have created their own music video with their own song, Go Heia Kløfta, who's the name of the care home. So we're really into it this year as well. I'm going to introduce you to Parma. We met Parma yesterday. She is a fitness expert, and she works at Signature Weybridge. And this is Doris. She's 89 years old, and she is very active in this competition.
You know, we've literally risen to the challenge. We're like, we're going to put Weybridge on the map. And Doris is so a pleasure to work with, and she loves it, and she's very determined. She's always ready. I get here at like 10 to 10, and she's always ready to go. She's got her water ready, and she just says to herself, I'm going to do it. So together, you know, I've got that driving spirit, she's got that drive. So it's been a pleasure to be part of the bike challenge and push ourselves as far as we can go. Even little things like when I go and get her, sometimes she can forget her walker, and she'll start walking, and then she'll like, oh my gosh, I didn't need my walker. And I think just movement as often as you can makes such a difference. And if you've got something like this that you're enjoying without really thinking about it, your body, your gut, your head, everything works together, and before you know it, you're doing things that you didn't think you were able to do. And I think for us, the mantra is I can. And this certainly helps with that mantra because it makes it easy to achieve. So it's great results. This, for me, getting the legs working, but it's good for the mind, and mental health is beyond. We need it, we need it. So this has just been a complete joy. I've loved every minute, and we have such a laugh and a giggle. So yeah, it's a brilliant piece of equipment.
So back in 2017, we of course provided the result list because it is a competition and we crown the champions. But I updated the result list every Wednesday and Thursday, and Saturday. The competition lasts for the whole of October month. Nowadays, we have live results because they are calling me Saturday night, Sunday morning, if it's something wrong in the result list. It's become a professional contest for the in it to win it people, and there are many in it to win it people. When you put them to the bike, then instincts from their youth really wakes up again. So we have more and more in it to win it, and some of them shouldn't be there. We can say that much because it's not healthy for them. The one who has, I can show you the result list. This is a print screen from 11:30 today. And this is the distances. This is the men's class, and this is the women's class. Nearly 4,000 kilometers since the 2nd of October. And you do the math and try yourself. This guy at the top, he's a former marathon runner. He's 88 now. He does approximately 10 hours a day for 26 days. He's up 3 in the morning, starting. He rides from 3 to 4:45, then have a break, starts again at 4, and keeps going. And this year, we're lucky to have a English woman at the top for now, but it's 2 days more of the competition.
We're going to win. We're going to
Get
win.
away, yeah, hopefully, cross our fingers. But this is something, we want the competition to be for all, and as I said, this is the focus on physical activity and for the seniors and people living with dementia. But we have to respect that these are in it to win it, as I said. So this result list, it's live updated, and everyone follows, and yeah, the Canadian ones, no, the Australian ones, are they actually out of it? No, it's in the team competition. They said to me before this year, if anyone beats us this year, we're going to wear their colors for a whole week. And they're now in the 3rd place in the team competition, but they're in it. So this is our competition, and this is what brought us out in the world. We haven't had any customers in Australia, haven't been for the Road Roads for Seniors, because this is a fun thing to do. And the relatives loves it, and the staff loves it. And one upside with the relatives is that when they visit their father or mother, they can join in the ride as well. And they're proud of their parents, and especially when they show this. And if they win the big trophy, they get a picture in the paper and so on. So this is our competition. And if you have any questions, we will be outside for the rest of the day, aren't we? Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Probably something I forgot to say,
Come and
because
see
I
us.
have to, I think in Norwegian, I have to say in English.
I think the last thing to say is that we are well on track within the next few years to become, in terms of participation, the largest sporting event in the world.
We are.
We've got to overtake the Summer Olympics. We have
Yes.
about 10,500, 11,000, and we're about 7,000 at the moment.
Nearly
So
7,000, yeah.
through 2 or 3 years, I think we'll be there.
We'll be there. Thank you very much.